What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to Deltarune Chapter 2 Pipis Eggs Part 3. This is basically Easter eggs, secrets, and references in general. So, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content, and all that. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when new videos come out. And if you have any video recommendations, leave it down in the comment section below. Furthermore, the link to this video will be down in the description below, so if you want to see this video uninterrupted and all that, be sure to do that. Also, be sure to give 2 left thumbs of love and support for the video that I'm reacting to. So with that said, let's start, shall we?
How's it going, everyone? My name's Graham. Welcome to 2 Left Thumbs. This is part 3 of our Deltarune Chapter 2 Gaster Eggs series. Yeah, I knew there was going to be a lot to cover in this game, and somehow it's still shocking to me just exactly how much there really is. So let's push through, just get straight into things. On the computer on Asriel's side of the room, there is a folder called Epic Game Stuff. It's a poorly drawn design for a game. Seems the last boss is a creature with giant rainbow wings, seemingly referencing Asriel's final form in the Battle of Undertale. There's a chance Asriel is making Undertale on this computer. Doesn't seem like it ever saw the light of day. If after you go to the supply...
That's an interesting bit.
closet and gather up all the junk off the floor. If you try to leave the school entirely, taking it along with you, we have an extra bit of dialogue with Alphys and Toriel. Which, by the way, I've had people in the comments saying they say, like, Alphys and different... I've never known. I actually don't know. Whatever the first time I ever read this character's name was, I said Alphys, and it stuck in my brain, and I've never really thought...
Wait, is that a thing? I guess there's 2 ways to say her name. That's interesting.
About it. I'm curious what the commonly accepted pronunciation is. And how is Chris doing? They're great, Tori. One of my favorite students. A real star. Oh, how wonderful. They have not been up to anything strange? No, they've been... They're normal. Well, that is relieving. I've just been a little concerned lately. Just lately? Jeez. You take it easy too, Alphys. I'm always cheering you on, alright? Thanks. And if you push it, can't let Mom find out you're balancing a giant trash orb. There are a handful of characters and NPCs around your castle town, like Rudin and Hattie, who are there no matter what, regardless of if you actually...
That's a bit of a strange thing. So Alphys was covering for us so that we wouldn't be caught by Toriel. That's interesting, I guess.
Actually spared them playing Chapter 1. Toby and friends quickly caught this and added an extra bit of dialogue with patch 1.07 when entering the town, having beat up some of these goons. Hey, Chris, don't know what you did, but hell yeah, everyone's here. Hey, wait, I think we beat up some of these guys. Are they not gonna, like, gang up on us now? Don't worry, Susie. Pop got trapped in a hamster cage, making me Prince King. And with my new dad-like powers, I declared you forgiven. Cool. Well, guess I won't beat anyone up here either? Yep, now all that's left is for everyone to enjoy the new home. Wait, new home? Where's your old home? All gone. And from there, the dialogue really carries on as normal. And I don't think this is really an intentional reference or callback, but it is kind of fun or interesting that Lancer mentions the new home, which is what Asgore is the new...
I just read the dialogue that Lancer said about capturing Rousey's home, so yeah, I find that hilarious.
Capital of the underground. After they're forced out of home, they then start new home. So, leaning into the new Chapter 2 idea of recruiting these NPCs, I guess Lancer kind of took that on themselves and recruited everyone for us. And something not related to the patch that I think was already there, that I had originally missed. I had seen when talking to Lancer after going to inspect Susie's room, she's all excited, they talk about how great their rooms are. If you talk to Lancer first before checking Susie, this is the best room ever. How'd you know I would like it? I just sort of had a hunch. The Quasimodo of kindness, people. Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hunch, a quality pun, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, now I understand that. Okay. Uh-huh.
reference. With all the absurd moss based interactions, I've still managed to miss one. If you backtrack to this dumpster with Susie and Rousey, heck yeah, I didn't know there was moss here. It's totally uneaten, too. Wait a sec. Chris, were you saving this for me? Guess even you've got your good moments. You ate the moss. Together. Moss. There's not enough to eat. At one of these speak and spell puzzles, if you kind of aggressively fail over and over, something like 10 times, Rousey will chime in with a bit of help. Chris? Maybe you can press the same key more than once? Just genuine advice. Nothing crazy or silly of an interaction. A secret that I'm sure no one missed, because how could you possibly resist interacting with this Birdly statue, everyone's #1 favorite character? Actually,
No.
genuinely, I kind of do like Birdly. And the
Yeah, no, I find him absolutely annoying. He literally just has this, like, smug attitude thinking he's better than everyone. He gets better at the end, I'll admit, but no. No, he's not really one of my favorites to begin with.
more that everyone insists they hate him, the more it fuels my enjoyment of this character. I love the detail that Noelle laughs with a fa ha 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 ha. Then it's kind of like fa la 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 la, like Christmas caroling. Just a fantastic little detail for that character. Phew. Chris, can you stop looking at this? You became lost in the craftsmanship. Why do we have to look at it twice? There's so much to look at here. Chris? It's a work of art. What part are you looking at? If I say I like it, will you stop looking at it? Hey, isn't this thing just the best? This statue seems to suck bad. Chris! There's no reason to look at this, at which point there's no further interactions. But I love that you can also look at this pile of boxes and have the same comment on craftsmanship. Apparently, Chris is like the most easily impressed character out there. Speaking of being easily impressed,
Oh
here's
no.
something that should impress anybody.
Okay, so we gotta go ahead and try to skip this. I don't want to take anyone's ads or anything like that. Like that would suck. So let's see.
Talking to this blue ad agent, welcome to
There we go.
Cyber Shoes 2. Free samples. Would you like one? You can choose to not take, although this doesn't stop you from eventually taking. I don't really do shoes, at least not unless they're custom made. Which
Oh yeah, she has hooves. Yeah, that makes sense. Does anyone in the underground even... Wait, no, that's sands and papyrus, so they technically count. And I think Grilby does too. Undyne wears shoes. Alfie's wears heels. And the guards where... So, I guess that's few. Wait, no, they don't wear those iron boot. Huh? Actually, how many monsters do wear shoes?
Yeah, you gotta get hooves. That would be difficult. If you
I
choose to
can't
take,
remember on the
you
top of my
can
head.
actually get a small sample of a shoe impaled. When you hop in the car with Queen, usually you just plow your way through every single car, knocking them around. If you hold left and right at the same time, your car kind of vibrates and you get this force field, I guess, in front of it. This doesn't really work on a gamepad because the D-pad just doesn't really work. And the other cars just kind of bounce out of the way. You can pile up all these cars, none of them get damaged. It's just, I don't know, nicer to go about it this way. We even have our tiny little car friend here, and all of this builds towards a larger payoff at the very end of the game. At the end of the game, over in the castle town, next to the big door,
Huh.
we have this tiny, cute little baby car wandering around. You can interact, get some little squeaks, honks, barks, whatever you want to call them. It's not the only time in game you can interact with these cars and get some kind of strange sound effects out of them.
That's an interesting bit.
There's no real acknowledgement of you bouncing these cars around. Apparently, perfectly normal to just do this or run into them either way. I love that the Queen acknowledges that this traffic jam is likely due to a dog. Again, I guess this is the annoying dog driving around in their little toy car. And I love the pun that the Queen suggests that Chris be a deer and go and press the light when we literally have a deer sitting next to us in the back seat. There's a lot to like about this scene. This gag with the Queen trying to get Chris to get the banana comes up at two different points in the game. It's seemingly quite random, although it does lean into themes of this chapter of control, seen most prominently through that Snowgrave route. Stop everything. Chris, get the banana. Potassium. But if you do instead swerve wide around it, Chris, you are going to get sick. Chris, get the banana. Chris isn't going to do what you say. That's okay, Chris. It's good for you. We veer wide away from the banana. Fools, I wanted you to avoid it. Now you will become potassium deficient. It seems like such a weird gag, but Night Margin, the creator of One Shot, actually commented on this over on Twitter. Seemingly, they were suspicious that this had been a reference back in Chapter 1 with some of these goopy faces on the wall, but now with potassium...
Huh. That's creative, I guess. I didn't really expect that to be a case, but... Huh. I guess you learn a bit more.
It seemingly confirms that Toby is a fan of the Yuminiki fan game .flow. The two in combination create this very overt reference. I'm not really aware of that game myself, or how specifically it ties in, but if you look it up, there's potassium memes everywhere. It's a weird oddity in this game, but also a deep reference to an indie fan game. It makes sense that Lancer would love ditches. Being a spade, he seemingly just loves to dig all the time. His room is filled with all these random holes he recreationally dug. And yeah, ditch is just a big long hole. Lancer actually seemingly uses the school form once more, although without the big explosion and flash of light when he goes stomping across the keyboard. He requests 999 shovels, and continues a gag from Chapter 1 where Lancer seemingly never bothered to learn Chris's name. If you return back to your room after, it is overflowing with shovels, and you don't have anything to dig through them with.
Okay, I'll admit that's a bit funny. Digging through shovels with a shovel. Well, I guess you can't shove your way through that.
That's my no shovels for these shovels sound effect, I guess. Inside Susie's room within the mansion, we have a lone egg. It's a painted egg. It's warm. From search query, can hard-boiled eggs hatch? I believe myself and this series just kind of bear a burden of needing to point out all egg-related things. There's also Birdley and Caddy's room. Jockington also seems to be stashed away. And the last room is Asriel's. If you say no to peeking inside, you have the feeling you wouldn't learn anything. If you instead say yes, you open the door with your eyes closed. You saw nothing. Which, yeah, obvs, Chris. That's how eyes work. Did you enjoy your room? There was a mint under the electric cage. Don't make a mistake. This is not a hotel. This mansion used to be a luxurious home for upper-class citizens. Your room, it belonged to a prestigious big shot.
So it belonged to Spampton? And are you sure this isn't a hotel? Because it seems like a hotel.
Sadly, his name has been erased from our records. Hyperlink blocked, perhaps? Redacted, even? And if you try to peek in Asriel's room... Chris, whose room is this? Huh? Your brother? Man, you better hope I never meet him. Lancer wishes that rules card was here to help with...
Well, if you want a general idea of what he looks like, look at Rouse.
the puzzle, comparing him to Pagliacci. Susie comments that, is this because he's some sort of genius? But it is instead no, that he is very like a sad clown. This is a reference to Pagliacci, the famous Italian opera. That is about a sad clown. Without attaching a specific theory to it, this is just kind of interesting considering we specifically have a sad clown character in this series. Hurry up, Lancer's getting pale. But I like pails. Seemingly a reference to the pail he wanted to use in Chapter 1.
Oh, that pail.
To fill up with our blood. When you solve the
Right,
puzzle
that
using
bit.
Susie's
Been a
suggestion,
while.
you're cheating. Just like when you wave dash, which is a specific move you can use in the Smash Bros. Franchise. Except in the world of Deltarune, it's Super Smashing Fighters. I like the meta joke that Susie wishes Rouse was here to teach the lesson on morality. That really has been his role through the chapters so far.
Yeah. I think only like half of the people that appeared actually not even half. Like maybe like uh, hmm. Let's see. There's the Queen, Burley, Jittle, Susie. 1/3 would only pay attention.
When Lancer is turned into a statue, if you push him all the way to the left, right up to the table, he will rotate, pull up a seat, a plate of spaghetti drops out of the sky, as well as a bib. He seems to be well taken care of. When inquiring
What the frick? I wish I knew that. That would have been hilarious to see.
about their outfit, a monochrome look, black suit, colored glasses, many people have failed to imitate this look, some even going so far as to attempt to impersonate me in order to get the, oh, never mind, macaron? Seemingly maybe Spamton was imitating this guy's look in order to get, we don't know what. When we enter the room with the pottery, wipe your shoes, have fun, respect the pottery. And the fourth rule, have fun again. 5 list entry duplication error. If we choose to skip around the pottery, all of it, and actually don't break any, as fun as it may be, a pot is dropped on our head at the very end, which we can attempt to balance and usher out of this room the whole way. If you backtrack to this room without broken pots along the way on the ground, it's okay if you dropped the pot off of your head. That doesn't count as breaking one pot. You will still get this ridiculous sequence. It'll now be filled with pots, and Susie makes a point of going around and smashing every single one of them on her own, just for fun. Seems like she's having an absolute blast.
Considering what the Queen did to us to make everything more of a pain, I find it more reasonable to do it.
You can't even ask her about it. The further back you go, the more pots there are, and she just goes to town. You can help her out, destroy every possible pot. Take that, Queen, and back to the original room with its lone pot. When you leave and come back, all the pots are back, and Susie will start crushing them all over again. It is possible to make it through this entire obstacle course with the pot balanced on your head. You kind of have to let it over tip to one side and then compensate it through your movement. A little bit of caution, it can be done relatively easily, but there is actually no real winning here. After you cross the line, hey, not bad, Chris, with a little punch on the arm, knocking the pot over. Susie just beefs it, which is hilarious. And yeah, you get attacked. No matter what, you will always break one pot. If you head...
Okay, that's a little screwy. That means no matter what choice you make, right, I forgot. Choices don't matter in this one. Okay.
Back to the room with the portraits, this tasked cat is running around, and the swatchling butler is chasing it, continually sweeping up its paw prints. After the sequence where the annoying dog crashes us into the wall, off to the right, we have the Supreme Table. You won't be able to use this without the Throne of the Gods, but in the top right-hand corner, we also have a little gerbil watering unit. Something we had already seen in the King's Cage in the Dark World, when the king asks you if you've come to humiliate him. Hell yeah. Eat it, old man. Hey, why the hell does he get a giant water thing? Jealous, are you? Then gaze in envy, whelps, as I suckle from this giant hamster bottle. Feel despair. Never mind. And this actually does come up once more when we have the king and queen in the same room at the end of chapter 2. Well, nice hamster wheel. So you two have come to humiliate me? No, I'm serious. It's cool. That water bottle, however, do not speak ill of the royal water bottle. It's nothing compared to the one in my mansion. So I don't know, for whatever reason, royalty in this world just really likes drinking out of a giant hanging tub of water. It doesn't sound that bad. It seems kind of convenient. I want one, like, next to my bed, honestly. In this quick shuffle game, there are two
Huh. Well, you know, they are both kind of petty. Though I gotta ask. We still never got really confirmed if they're married or not. Or if they're divorced or anything like that. It's such a weird thing.
bombs and a key. Even if you find the key, it still acts as a bomb to open the door. Selecting a bomb requires you to dodge bullets, and you can try again. Birdley refers to Rousey as our lackey. Chris, do you think of me as your lackey? Of course not. You mean you think of me as more than a lackey? Of course. Really? I'm happy to hear that. I've never been someone's lackey before. Once Birdley and Noelle head off through their shortcut, if we head to this door to the right, we have the giant statue seemingly attempted to be flushed down the toilet. The statue of Birdley is wedged in the toilet. You glanced back at the bathroom door sign. The sign has a silhouette of a Birdley statue. Everything checks out. No problem here. Although Queen hanging off his bicep has been removed, when we head into the side room of the Acid Lake, we now learn that the Queen portion of this golden statue is going for a little bath in the Acid River. When we head to the
Wait, if she decided to throw that bit in there, why not the statue?
room with the stranded
Such a
swan
weird
to say for your
choice.
help. I'd gone up there to do a little house cleaning, because he's cleaning a little house, not that he's cleaning it a little bit, and got stuck. Interacting with the houses drops down a lone piece of pottery. If you then shatter it, he tries to attack, but he's grateful. I suppose we'll just have to let it go this once. Ralsei asks if it's strange to say that it's nice spending time alone like this. It's strange. Sarcastic. I was just being sarcastic. Sorry about that. When we first met, I was so nervous about first impressions. If we instead had said, I feel the same. I'm happy hearing you say that, Chris. When we first met, and then the dialogue kind of carries on. Ralsei's struggling to dish out a compliment, saying it's nice that we and Susie are ourselves. It's nice that Ralsei is Ralsei. Huh? No one's ever said that to me before. I mean, everything's a first for me, but hearing it from you, it means a lot. I just wonder what being Ralsei like even is. Sorry, I got off track. Let's just enjoy the ride, Chris. Everything's a first for me is kind of a weird line. I think Ralsei is saying everything with friendships is a first for them, but is there a weird implication there that characters that exist in these dark worlds don't exist until the moment the fountain is made and they just spawn into existence with a full backstory already existing? I really don't know. I'm gonna have to assume I'm reading into that line too much. And if you don't respond, seeing as there's some pretty serious implications of what being Chris really is or means, it's just like you to be quiet right now. That's right, isn't it? It's so you like. I guess I like you like things. When we arrive at this house island,
That
there is a
is
lot of goofiness with this rules card battle on the acid
confusing.
lake, so I'll kind of set the stage a little bit, doing a bit of the full lead in, and then start picking apart the ways this can branch off and differ. First, in his own ship, coming down, announcing Chips Ahoyeth, landlubbers, which I guess is a reference to Chips Ahoy, the cookie. I think he was
That's a strange thing to reference.
trying to say
Of
ships
all things,
ahoy.
why
Now behold,
Chips Ahoy?
the form of thou destroyer. Whatever this thing is, revealing the thrashing machine we would have designed for Susie and Lancer in Chapter 1. Squirming with jealousy at my battle caravan, 'tis an effigy of an ancient god of combat. I rescuedeth it from the king's trash heap, and fixedeth it up in this world's scrap shop. It's actually a rejected design we made. And soon thou shalt tasteth rejection, first-handeth in the form of various bullets. If you instead had chosen a duck, head, body, and legs, they will respond, that's just a duck. I knoweth what it art, ruffian. Go forth, my squeaky ducky. The thrash machine reluctantly fights you. It recognizes its master, perhaps.
Huh. All these things are so weird. Why would he use the thing that we made that was supposed to be used against us?
When Rules attacks us in this battle, he throws these boxes at us, ones that we specifically saw him use in Chapter 1. But they do reappear in this chapter. It just takes a little bit of searching. If you backtrack to the first
Yeah.
something a little familiar, an invasive species of puzzle has taken over the room. Again, backtracking to the second mouse puzzle, we have a lineup of blocks. an invasive species of puzzle has taken over the room. Shows that he was kind of running around in this cyber world while we had our own adventure going on before meeting back up with him here. Apparently he just feels the need to fiddle with other people's puzzles, I guess. It's a fun detail. Apparently it's incredibly common to draw in this little puzzle battle against rules card. On stream, I very accidentally won because I cornered all of his houses and stopped his ability to expand. He can't take houses diagonally. So if you just angle off towards him very quickly, rest for a turn to build up 4 house placements, you can dominate the board really aggressively and trap him in his corner, finishing the battle quite suddenly with you as the victor. There are different bits of dialogue depending on the end result. It seemseth the game hath been overed. If we lost, and lo, I haveth the most real estate. Finally, I've won! How doth it feeleth, worms, to be bestedeth by the best, to be laid low by the Duke of Puzzles? So what happens now? What? You had more houses, so what does that even do? Glad if thou asked. You don't have any plan, do you? Shutteth yon uppeth, and behold my truest power. If we win, what house doth you have more houses? So thou hast triumphed. Not. You have only seen but 1 percentile of my weapon's abilities. At which point he begins to power up again, prepared to fight us before statuification. If there is a draw, I haveth no idea who won or lost. So we hath an equal number of houses. I suppose thou thinketh that meanseth thou have matched my abilities. And if this was instead a duck, not, that plump duck art not but the appetizement. Watch here growing and huge destruction. If you check the rules, mini boss for hire will appear even if unhired. I eveneth do parties. Fly, mine ducky, fly. The thrash machine will occasionally send out duckies at you. If you allow the duck to hit you, it only does 1 damage. The duck will charge us down, squeaking all along the way. If you allow the duck to touch you, it explodes, still doing 1 damage before coming back. This thing could just explode and respawn as much as it wants, I guess. The enemy's ship seems to have fallen in love with yours. Duck to swan. The fact that neither Rules nor Lancer is compatible with this dark world, but Ralse is, seemingly tells us so much. We just obviously don't know what yet. I thought something might happen if you managed to convert every tiny house along the way. In this little tunnel here where the queen's talking to you, there doesn't seem to be any dialogue or anything special. If you send the mice out without adjusting anything, they collect $1 from the chest. You don't get anything. When adjusting just the 1 house, they found $20. You don't get anything. If you solve the puzzle without the mice opening either chest, there doesn't appear to be a way to make it back onto the platform, so seemingly no one gets the money. So I don't know, you might as well let the mice have it. After you open up...
Yeah, that's a letdown.
This bridge, if you head back, pulling the lever back would undo the high five. You can't undo a high five. This save file after the acid lake. Everyone is together, but the wind blows coldly. This detail and sound effect both carry a vague familiarity. After a genocide route in Undertale, upon relaunching the game, there is a black screen with this wind howling. It might not be the exact same sound file, And I think that one was referred to as the Black Wind, but I can't help but think of it. When you return to your castle town and first try to use the save point, you touched the light. You thought about how you can't go back to the cyber world anymore. You considered this carefully. And regardless of if you actually save, if you interact again, after a long day, the town has grown once again. You are filled with a certain power. I have bloopers and outtakes when recording all the time. They're pretty much always just me stumbling on my words. So I cut that, start over, try again. Obviously never worth showing, but this one was so dumb that I'm gonna chuck an outtake at the end of this video here just for a quick laugh. Just so stupid. The Quasimodo of kindness people. Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hunch. It's funny.
Kind of funny the first time. Not as funny as the second time.
Oh, maybe I should script some of these videos more. Just like, I couldn't have had less to say on it other than it is a reference. As I kind of predicted, there is more to talk about. I haven't even dealt with the Queen's fight or most of the stuff happening back at the castle town, plus just random things that I would have missed along the way. So easily there will be a part 4, but I'm easing back into my regular schedule where I'm uploading once a week. I desperately just kind of need some downtime to focus on some other things. Dead Estate launches in 2 weeks. I really have to put a lot of attention and focus into that for a while. So don't forget to go wishlist that. I'm sure you're relieved to hear the end of it soon. Keep throwing out your suggestions of things I've maybe missed in these 3 episodes. You know, hopefully 14, I can fold 13, it into the 4th.
12.
See where things go from there. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to patrons of...
Alright, that's an interesting thing, I guess. I feel like it's more going on to dialogue that some haven't seen or will ever go through, or never really thought of before. Then, I guess, like, secrets? Yeah, I don't think it does as secrets, it's more like references and dialogue that one hasn't seen yet. So, yeah. Still kind of weird that he takes whatever you build and uses it as a vehicle for the battle. I kind of like this bit where the king meets the queen. I don't know why, but it's probably like my biggest highlight to say about this one because I don't know, it just stands out. It just stands out to me. So with this said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Tell me what your favorite part of this video was. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button to be notified immediately when a new video comes out. Again, the link to this video will be down in the description below. With all this said, like I said before, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all next time. Bye.